Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for today's class. I have with me today Chai Cat. The dogs are not coming in today. No Sam or Fritz. You might hear them though. There's Fritz. You can kind of see his little head there. Sam's over there too. I know. Hi. I know. You want to say hello to everyone. They say hello through the gate, but we have Chai Cat here today. Just kind of keeping them separated because otherwise it gets a little crazy. But today's practice, I have a super strong practice for you. You don't need any equipment, but if you'd like some, you can have blankets, blocks, bolsters, anything like that nearby. But I'll give you modifications. And we're going to hop right in today and get started because we have a really, like I said, a strong practice today. Today we're going to start up in mountain pose. So if you wanted to start your mountain pose by doing a little grounding, you can, just by picking up one foot and then the other and really feeling your foot make contact with the earth. Just picking up one foot and the other and then slowly putting those toes down. Shh. Hush, go lay down please. So we're going to do that a few times. And then once you feel good and grounded, we're going to bring that to stillness, toes pointed towards the top of your mat, standing up nice and straight, hands at the side, chest nice and lifted, looking forward. Take some nice big inhales and exhales here. Just getting ready to start, getting your mindset ready. Take one more big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. And then on our next inhale, let's go ahead and reach towards the sky. On our exhale, bend your knees, start to hinge at the hips. We're going to go into a nice forward fold here. So swan dive down towards the top of your mat. Once you reach there on an inhale, we're going to come up halfway. Keep a nice flat back here. Exhale, let it go into your forward fold. You can bend your knees as generously as you'd like, or you can bring them up really straight. You could also use your blocks here to bring the ground up to you. Or if you don't have blocks, just bend your knees as generously as you would like. We'll take a few breaths here. You can rock your head side to side, shake it out, whatever you'd like to do. Hello. All right, after your next exhale, go ahead and plant your palms. We're going to step one foot back and then the other, coming into our first plank pose. Now really press away from the mat. You can always lower down to your knees to come into a half plank, or you can be up off your knees, really pressing away from the ground, pressing back through the heels in full plank. Take some nice big breaths here. One more big inhale, and then exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the mat, to the belly. Untuck the toes, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck those elbows into the side body. On your next inhale, slowly rise up, look forward. And then exhale, we'll lower our forehead back down. Tuck those toes under. We're going to either come up, actually let's start up coming to all fours since I have Chai on me. So go ahead and come up to all fours. Let me fix my little mat here. If your hands are right underneath your shoulders, just walk them one handprint out. We'll tuck the toes under, take a nice breath in. And then on your exhale, let's lift our hips up and back, straighten through the legs, downward facing dog. Now you can take your dog for a walk, bending one knee and then the other, or you can just leave it in stillness. Take some nice big breaths here. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, let it go. And then when you're ready, plant that left foot. We're going to lift our right foot up. Keep the toes dialed down. On your exhale, bend that knee in towards your center line, and we're going to step our right foot in between our hands, lower onto that left knee. You can untuck the toes, and we're setting up for a nice low lunge here. So this front leg should be at a nice 90-degree angle, ankle in line with the knee. We're going to keep our chest nice and lifted. We're going to look forward. Pull that right hip crease back, left hip crease forward. You can use blocks here. You can come up to your thigh if you'd like. Otherwise, just stay on your fingers. And we'll just breathe here. Feeling that nice stretch in the hips. When you're ready, we'll plant our left palm down. Go ahead and lift your right palm up to the sky as you twist your torso in towards your inner right thigh. Do a nice twist. We'll breathe here. One more big inhale. And then exhale, we'll lower our right hand down to the mat. Tuck those left toes under, lift the left knee up. We'll step our right foot back as we come back into a plank pose. You can come to half plank if you'd like. We're going to breathe here. One more big inhale. And then we'll lower all the way down to the belly. On your next inhale, we'll rise up into your baby cobra. If you'd like to rise up into a little bigger cobra, you can, pressing through the hands. Just make sure you're not collapsing into your shoulders and that you're not getting any crunchiness in your back. If you are, lower down a little bit. Wherever you're at, keep breathing. And on your next exhale, we'll lower back down to the mat. Now, if you'd like, we're going to move back into our downward facing dog. If you'd like to go through all fours, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to show you another option. So if you're coming with me, we're going to take a nice big inhale here. And then on your exhale, press away from the mat and come up to the top of a plank. Take another breath here. And then on your exhale, we'll lift our hips high and back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. And whenever you're ready, let's plant our right foot down. We'll lift our left foot up, toes dialed down. Nice inhale here. And then exhale, we'll bend our knee, shift forward, look forward, and then we'll step our left foot in between our right. Go ahead and lower onto that right knee and foot, coming into our low lunge on our left side. Again, make sure you're in a nice 90-degree angle. Pull that left hip crease back, chest nice and lifted. Breathe here. And from here, we'll plant our right palm down. We'll lift our left arm up to the sky. Nice little twist. Breathe. As you exhale, we'll lower that left palm to the mat. Tuck those right toes under. Lift those right knee up. Left foot to meet the right. Plank pose again, or half plank. Take a few breaths here. Exhale, we'll lower back down to the mat. Inhale, rise up for cobra. Take a few breaths. Feel that stretch. Exhale, we'll lower it back down. And then I'll meet you in downward facing dog. So whatever your version and however you want to get there, I'll meet you there. And once we're there, we'll take a few breaths, shake everything out. Whenever you're ready, take a nice inhale. We'll look forward and we'll make our way up to the top of the mat. You can take a few baby steps, a few big steps, whatever feels good to you. Slight bend in the knee. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Nice big breaths here. On your next exhale, we'll roll it all the way up. We're going to come into that mountain pose for just a moment. Take a second. Shake everything out. Thank you so much for the hearts. You can fix your hair, fix your clothes, shake out the hands, shake out the ankles, whatever feels good. And then when you're ready for stillness, go ahead and drop all of that. And we'll return to our nice strong mountain pose. Take a few nice big breaths here. All right, on our next inhale, let's reach up to the sky again. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold again. Take some nice big breaths here. When you're ready, plant your palms. We'll step one foot back and then the other. Coming back into plank pose. Take a few breaths here. And remember, you can always lower to half plank. That's better for your body. On your next exhale, we'll lower all the way back down to the mat. Inhale, we'll come up to our version of Cobra. Take a few breaths here. Exhale, we'll lower back down to the mat. I'll meet you guys in downward facing dog. Take a few breaths once you get there. Nice big inhales and exhales. We have our second flow of this session. So when you're ready, let's plant our left foot down. We'll lift our right toes up. Keep the toes dialed down. Inhale. Exhale, we'll bend that knee in towards our center. Look forward and we'll step our right foot in between our left. And this time really use your core. We're going to rise up and we're going to come up into a nice high lunge. So just like the low lunge, we want a nice 90-degree angle in our front leg. Really press back through that back heel. We're going to stand up nice and tall here. Hands can be on the hips. You can lift them up to the sky, whatever feels good to you. We're just going to breathe here for a beat. Keep pulling that right hip crease back. Now from here, start to straighten through that right front leg. Step that left foot in, just kind of about halfway. So both legs now are straight, slight bend in the knees, so not locked out. And then go ahead and start to hinge forward. See if you can reach the mat, coming into a little pyramid pose. Now you can use blocks here if you'd like. Keep pulling that right hip crease back. You're going to feel a nice stretch in that right hamstring. All right, when you're ready, we're going to look forward. Start to bend through that right knee. We're going to step that right foot back, coming into more of a lunge position. Step the right foot back. plank. Take some nice big breaths here. One more big inhale, and then exhale, we'll lower down to the belly. On your next inhale, rise up to cobra, your version. Take a few breaths. On your next exhale, we'll lower it back down. Meet you guys in downward facing dog. Take some nice big breaths here. All right, when you're ready, plant that right foot down. We'll lift those left toes up, keep them dialed down. Inhale. Exhale, bend that knee in towards your center. Shift forward, look forward. We'll step the left foot in between our hands. And then when you're ready, we'll rise up, coming into our high lunge. Again, pull that left hip crease back, right hip crease forward. Make sure you're in a nice 90-degree angle there on that front leg. You can bend that back knee in to shift your center underneath you if you'd like, and then press that back out. Hands can be on your hips. You can have them at heart center. You can lift them up, whatever feels good to you today. Keep breathing. When you're ready, step that back foot in halfway. Ooh. We'll straighten through that front left foot. Then when you're ready, we're going to reach down towards the ground, coming into our pyramid pose. Let everything go. Keep pulling that left hip crease back. On your next inhale, look forward. We'll bend through that left leg. Shoot your right leg back, and then we'll take our left foot back to meet the right. Plank again. Take some nice big breaths here. One more big inhale, and then exhale, we'll lower down to the belly. Inhale up for cobra. Take some nice big breaths here again. Exhale, lower it back down. I'll meet you guys in downward facing dog. Once you're there, take a few nice big breaths. When you're ready, look up at your hands. We're going to make our way back up to the top of the mat again. Once you reach there, inhale, come up halfway flat back. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Nice big inhales and exhales here again. All right, when you're ready, we're going to roll it all the way up. Come into our mountain pose. Take a moment. Readjust. Shake it out. And when you're ready, we'll bring it to stillness. Hands at the sides. Standing nice and straight and tall. A few breaths here. Now, our next flow that we're going to get into is going to really challenge our balance. Don't let that scare you. We're going to play with it. We're going to see if I can even do it. All right, on your next inhale, let's reach up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway flat back. Exhale, let it go. Take a few breaths here. When you're ready, plant your palms. We'll step one foot back and then the other for a plank pose. Take a nice big breath here. One more big inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale up for cobra. Take a few breaths here. Exhale, we'll lower it back down. From here, I'll meet you in downward facing dog once again. Take a few moments once you get there just to breathe. All right, when you're ready, let's plant our left foot down. We'll lift our right foot up, toes dialed down. Inhale. Exhale, bend that knee in towards your chest. Shift forward, look forward. We'll step that right foot in between our hands. Pivot on that back foot, step it in just slightly. When you're ready, we're gonna rise up. Keep that front knee bent just like we did in our lunges earlier. You're gonna press into that knife edge of your left foot. Hips are gonna be pointing towards the short edge of your mat. And then from here, hands can be on your hips, or you can reach them up coming into a warrior one. Take a moment here just to feel comfortable, breathe. Keep pulling that right hip crease back. And on your exhale, if your hands are lifted, lower them. Bend forward, find the ground with your hands, and when you're ready, maybe step that left foot in and start to lift it up. Now you can lift it halfway with your toes dialed down. You can try and lift it up a little bit higher. Go to where it feels comfortable to you today. We're coming into a standing splits variation. Breathe. One more big inhale. Exhale, let it go. And then when you're ready, start to bend that left knee in towards your center. Use those core muscles to rise back up. Oops. And if you fall over, that's okay. You can catch yourself. What we want to do is bring that left knee up, coming into a one-legged mountain pose. So try it out. If you fell over like I did, use the wall or whatever is around to catch you. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, you can place that left foot down. Shake it all out. Take a moment. If you fell out like I did, it's okay. It's a practice. We have a whole nother side to do. Before we do that though, let's reset in mountain. So come to the top of your mat. Take a few moments of stillness here to breathe and to reset. All right, on your next inhale, let's reach up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we'll come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Take a few breaths here. All right, when you're ready, plant your palms. We'll step one foot back and then the other. Plank pose again. Take a few breaths here. And this is actually, I'm happy to say, our last plank of this practice. So if you've been doing half plank, maybe try full plank for just a couple breaths. One more big inhale, and then exhale, we'll lower all the way down to the belly. We'll inhale it back up for cobra. Take a few breaths here. And exhale, we'll lower it all the way back down. Meet you guys in downward facing dog. This is our last one. Take a nice big inhale. And exhale, we'll press it up to our downward dog. When you're ready, we'll plant our right foot down. Lift those left toes up. Inhale. Exhale, we'll shift it forward. Bring our left knee in towards our center line. We'll step our left foot in between our palms. Go ahead and pivot on your back right foot, and then we'll rise up into our warrior one on this side. Pull that left hip crease back, right hip crease forward. Breathe. I have no idea what these dogs are barking about. There shouldn't be any packages. You can lift your arms up for full warrior one here. Then when you're ready, we'll reach down towards the ground. Maybe hop that right foot in a little bit before we move into our standing splits on this side, lifting that right foot up. Breathe here. All right, when you're ready, let's try this one-legged Tadasana, one-legged mountain pose. So we'll bend that right knee in, and let's try and raise ourselves up without falling over this time. All right, there we go. And we'll lift our right knee up and through. Coming into our one-legged Tadasana. It's a little wobbly, but that's okay. Breathe here. One more big inhale. And then exhale, we'll place that right foot down. Let's come into a mountain pose. Breathe it out. And so you can sometimes tell that you have, your sides are different strengths and you have different flexibility in each side. And that's okay. You'll just work on it. And the more you work on it, the more you can bring that into alignment and balance. You saw I fell out of my right side, which is usually my stronger side. And again, that's okay. It's a practice, not perfection. All right, let's start to make our way down to the ground. So bring your feet just a little bit wider than hips distance. We're gonna start bending down through the legs. Now it might take you a little bit to figure out your foot placement. So, and not everyone's going to be able to come all the way down to your mat from here. So you might be a little bit further up, and that's okay if you're down there. If you want to move a little lower, you can. You might have to walk those feet in a little bit. And it's okay if your heels don't touch the ground. You can have them lifted and come into like a little froggy position, or they can be down, and you can take your elbows in between your knees here and really press away for a nice big hip stretch. I've got my hips popping here. All right, when you're ready, you can place one hand behind you and then the other. We're gonna come to our booties here. I'm gonna take a little drink of water because my throat's a little scratchy from allergies. All right. So last week I got a request for boat pose. So this week we're doing boat pose. If you don't know boat pose, that's okay. I'm going to give you some options. If you know boat pose, go into your version. All right, if you're coming with me and you're just getting started, we're gonna place our feet on the mat, and then maybe you just grab behind your legs and sit up nice and straight and tall, almost kind of leaning back. You might be here today. This might be your boat pose, and that's okay. If you want to play with it, you can lift one leg up parallel, and then the other. You can always try both. If you want to let go of your legs, you can. Maybe you want to straighten your legs and go full boat. So choose your option. Keep your chest nice and lifted, whatever option you choose, back nice and straight. Breathe here. If you have a cat or a furry friend, you can always do Russian twist with them. She does not enjoy that. One more breath here. And then let it go. Just fall out of it. Let it go. All right, let's go to our backs. Let's start to cool it down a little bit more. So let your legs stretch out long and away. When you're ready, bring your right knee into your chest. Give it a little squeeze. And then from here, we're going to cross that right leg over our midline towards the left. Oops. Stretch your right arm out on the floor. You can look over at your right arm, just feeling a nice twist in that lower back. After a few breaths, we'll come back to center, extend that right leg out long and away. We'll bring our left leg in, give it a nice squeeze, take a breath. And then as you exhale, we'll bring that left leg across, stretch that left arm out. You can look over at the left, looking at this chi-cat here, giving her a little scratch. Keep breathing. And when you're ready, we'll return to center, bring both feet to the mat, walk the feet together, really, really together, arch to arch. And then from here, your knees will go to either side. Keep the soles of your feet glued together as we come into a reclined cobbler's pose. This is where we're going to end today. If this does not feel great on your knees, you can always bring blocks underneath them to bring the ground up to you. If you don't have blocks, you can use blankets or pillows or whatever you have. If this feels good on your body, then you don't necessarily need any equipment. From here, snuggle those shoulder blades underneath your heart center. Your hands can fall out away from you. You can place them on your body. But we're going to take a few moments here to breathe. If it feels safe, you can close down the eyes. If it doesn't, then maybe just soften your gaze. And while you are ending and taking this moment for yourself in your reclined cobbler's pose, I'm going to just read you the card that I pulled for today's practice, and that is Pig Spirit. Its message is to use your mind wisely. Pig Spirit appears to remind you of the right use of intelligence, a gift we all have that is meant to be used with love, compassion, and discernment. Intelligence means recognizing the value of intuition partnered with smarts and common sense, which leads to intelligent solutions. When Pig Spirit appears, you are called to respect your analytical mind and use it for the highest good, recognizing that all facts must be considered even when they do not fit with what you know already. Spirit blesses us with the wisdom when we allow Pig Spirit to nudge us into open-minded, thoughtful dialogues, whether with others or internally as we mull over our ideas and what we have come to understand. You are intelligent and capable of clear-minded thinking, shaped by the wisdom you have accumulated and the intuition that will tell you when you have more learning to do because not all facts are in. Now is the time that your decision-making powers are reliable, for you are in alignment with Pig Spirit's keen intelligence. If you would like to stay in your reclined cobbler's pose, or if you would like to move into a Shavasana to close out your practice, you're more than welcome to. If you need to continue on with your day, then slowly start to deepen your breaths. And then when you feel ready, go ahead and we're going to return our knees back in alignment with our hips. Keep your feet on the mat, so bring those knees back together. We're going to close that book. And once you're there, go ahead and take a moment, roll to your favorite side, come into a little fetal position, and just hang out there for a moment. Take a few deep breaths. All right, finally, whenever you're ready, go ahead and return to a nice comfortable seat. Your eyes are still closed, you can blink them open. Please be gentle with your head and neck as you bring them up. And welcome back. So I hope you found that practice beneficial. It was very strong. It was a very active practice. It was only 35 minutes and we did a lot in that time. So it was super fast. I hope that got some energy moving and you're feeling really fired up. And while still being in balance, yeah, I'm kind of zenned out here. Thank you so much for those of you on the live that joined. I appreciate your support. I am usually here every Wednesday at the same time if you're new here. I will not be here next Wednesday, just as an announcement. I have some other things that have come up, so I won't be here next Wednesday, but I plan on the following week. So in 2 weeks, I'll be back on the live. If you're watching the live and you're interested, I do have a YouTube channel where I house all of the replays. So if you're interested in practicing with me and Chai Cat and the dogs, you can always check that out. The link is in my bio. For those of you practicing with me on YouTube, thank you so much for joining me. If you have any requests or anything you'd like to work on, you can put them in the comments. If you like this video, please make sure to like. If you like what I'm putting out, you can also subscribe and you'll know when these replays are up right away. That'll let you know somehow through its magic. I think next week, since we won't be doing a live practice, I'll release a previously unreleased practice that I did that was for my Patreon channel that I had when I first started. So we might release an older one. So again, if you're on TikTok, you can check that out on YouTube maybe next week. So I hope everyone has a great rest of the week. I will see you guys in probably the end of the month in a couple of weeks. So I hope everyone stays safe and healthy between now and then, and I'll see you soon. Namaste. You want to say bye, Chai Cat? You want to say bye? Say bye. She's annoyed with me now. Bye.